Hello everyone. My name is Lenny and I'm coming back now with another pick a card reading, and this is a big one. I've already done all of the readings before I'm doing the intro, and it's a pretty long reading, as you can see by the total time of this whole video. But we are going to do a pick a card reading today on what your ancestors want to tell you, or messages from your ancestors. And before we begin, before I let you choose your groups, I'm gonna cover the cards first. I'm gonna talk about our topic of discussion for today, the topics that we will be covering throughout the reading. And the first one is, okay, so messages from your ancestors, or what your ancestors want to tell you. The first one is your current situation. And, once you listen to that, you can decide whether or not that's if you're experiencing that thing that I'm talking about in the current situation, then yay, that's your reading. If not, then you have other groups to choose from. And if none of the cards are vibing, this might not be your reading for today. So just give yourself space for that. This might not be your reading, or that maybe there's another. There are a lot of tarot videos here on YouTube, whether from me or from other readers, and you can go ahead and choose another reading if it's not. Anyway, dami kong sinabi. I already said a lot. So number 1 is your current situation. Number 2 is your message from your maternal ancestors, and then messages from your paternal ancestors. And this is where I want to say that regardless of whether or not you know who these people are, like maybe some of you don't know your mom or your dad, or have no idea what your family tree is like, or who your maternal or paternal ancestors are. It's okay. Doesn't really matter whether you know them or not, but just know that we all have ancestors. We all have maternal and paternal ancestors, whether you know them or not. So whether you know your mom or not, or your dad or not, or these ancestors, whether you know them or not, they're here. They're coming in with a message for you. So it doesn't matter if you know your parents or not. That's just what I'm saying. And then the next one is messages from your descendants. So we are future ancestors. Us living here right now, we are future ancestors. So I wanted to ask a message from your descendants as a future ancestor, since that's the theme, and or messages from your soul family whom you've yet to meet. So for those of you watching who may not have descendants, like family bloodline related descendants, then you can look at it as messages from your soul family whom you've yet to meet. And it's interesting that it's specifically talking about, like, number 4 is basically like people who will be in your life in the future tense, people who are in your life in the future. So it's very interesting that we have messages from ancestors, so people who have who are from the past, who are not in this world anymore because they already lived here, so they're from the past. And then there are also people coming from the future, regardless of whether or not they are already born there. And then final messages to end the reading. So yeah, with that, you can now start calling in your ancestors who have your best and highest good in mind, and who have a message for you in this reading. You can ask them to come forward and guide you to the group or groups that you are meant to listen to for today. And so we have group 1 here, group 2, and group 3. So you can pause the video, meditate on the cards, ask your ancestors which one or ones you're going to you might want to listen to today. And I just want to thank all of our ancestors for coming forward during this reading. All the groups were so profound, and it was amazing to be in this energy and to read for you from your ancestors today. So I just want to thank all of them, and the descendants, and the future, and the and the souls coming in from the future. But yeah, I hope you've already chosen your group or groups. The timestamps are in the description, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, group 1. Hi. If you chose this group 1, we have the Wild Unknown Tarot here. I already pre-selected the cards, so I'm just showing you the deck. So this is gonna be messages from your ancestors. So I'm gonna show the topic, the coursework. I mean, the messages that we're gonna go through for today's reading. There's gonna be quite a bit. I already got the cards for them. I'm trying the new thing. Anyway, so we're gonna start there. What your ancestors want to tell you, aka messages from your ancestors. So number 1 is your current situation. So we're gonna look at what's happening to you at the moment, and you might feel from here if this is your group or not. If this is your group, then yay, you found it immediately. If not, then you have other groups to choose from. If nothing seems to be vibing for today, then perhaps another day, or maybe another channel. I don't know, whatever. So your current situation. Number 2 is messages from your maternal ancestors. So from your mom's side, your ancestors from your mom's side. And then number 3, messages from your paternal ancestors, so from your dad's side. And then messages from your descendants and or soul family you've yet to meet. So descendants, if you have kids or you are planning to have kids, so your messages from them, from your kids and your kids' kids, and so on and so forth, because we are future ancestors. Or if you're, and or the or is if you're not planning to have kids, then it's soul family you've yet to meet. I don't know why it's specifically you've yet to meet, but there we are. And then we have final messages. So there. So that is the that's what we're gonna go through for today. I hope that helped. I'm gonna keep it somewhere I can see here at the side. Before we get the cards are here. While I was preparing for the reading and meditating a little bit, and opened up the space for your ancestors to come in, I received a message from them. So I wrote it down, and this may be may or may not be related to what the cards will be saying. I don't know. I haven't seen the cards yet. I just got them. But first of all, before I read it to you, it is in Tagalog. So I don't know if the people who are choosing group 1 have Filipino ancestry, or if you are Filipino, like me. So perhaps that's why it came through. Maybe it's because I am Filipino, and Tagalog is one of my first languages. So that may be the thing. Or again, if you are Filipino, born and raised, or not, maybe you're in another country but you do have Filipino ancestry, then perhaps that is another hint that this is your reading for today. Anyway, I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna translate it to English. Don't worry. Just in case someone is not doesn't speak the language. Anyway, I'm gonna say it now. Group 1. Huwag kang matakot, anak ko, pagkat nandito lang kami. Ikaw ang liwanag sa kadiliman ng ating lahi, at ipapakita namin sa iyo ang daan patungo sa liwanag na ito mula sa kung nasaan kami. Mahal ka namin at huwag kang matakot. Malakas ka at ikaw ang liwanag. Nagmamahal, Lola. Okay, so I'm gonna translate it now. Don't be afraid, my child, for we are here. You are the light in the darkness of our lineage, and we will show you the way towards this light from where we currently are. We love you and do not be afraid. You are strong and you are the light. Love, grandmother. There. So that is there. I'm proud. So yeah, let's keep it there. Let's keep it there. Let's keep Lola's message there. I don't know where this Lola is, if Lola or Grandma is from the maternal side or the paternal side. But anyway, this Lola is here, and that is her message for you. And so with that, I will start your reading with what's the first part? Your current situation. Okay, so your current situation. What do we have here? You have strength. Okay, you have strength. Number 44. You might be seeing this number a lot. So strength, just like Lola said, you are strong. You may be displaying immense strength. Can be physical, of course, or it can be not physical. Spiritual, emotional, mental strength. And then we have karmic relations, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. Okay. And then we have Lalita, who is the red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. And then we have the Six of Swords. Where are my generational curse breakers at? The generational healers. This is it. This is you. I'm gonna get the mic. This is what we're going through right now. So perhaps that's why that was Grandma's message, Lola's message for us is, first of all, strength is already here. So the current situation may be that you are healing from a lot of wounds, a lot of cycles that came from the ancestors, came from our lineage. Doesn't matter how many generations back, 20, 50, 100 generations back. So what could have happened is that, someone from tens of generations ago had this certain type of response. Perhaps it was meant to keep the family safe, or it was meant to how do you say this? To protect the family. Maybe it wasn't really there was no malice when this thing was done. However, it did create unhealthy patterns in the lineage, so it was passed down from generation to generation until finally it reached you. And it doesn't matter how many generations it's been. Maybe it's been just 2 generations ago or whatever, right? Just a couple of generations ago. I'm just adjusting the light. So anyway, I hope that's good. Okay. So that happened. And so now it reached you, and you are experiencing the negative repercussions of the cycles that were perpetuated from generation to generation. And you were the one who said no more. You're the one who said, I'm going to choose another path. I don't like this. I don't like this pattern. I don't like the repercussions of said pattern. I'm stopping it. I'm I'm nipping it now, and I don't want, if you want to have kids, I don't want my kids to experience this ever again. And so that is what you are transforming. And you're actually like, perhaps you're in this process of letting go of the heaviness here with the lady in the strength card here is, carrying, it's like the entire world in one hand. Like, just because you can do it, it doesn't mean that you should. Just because you can carry the entire world on one hand, it doesn't mean that you should. You don't have to carry this whole thing on just you and just your shoulders. You're not meant to do that. And so that's what you are learning to let go of. That's what you're learning to put down. You don't have to carry all of this anymore. You don't have to. And it can be anything. It can be, I'm getting like some of it can be diseases. So, you know how it's like, when you go to the doctors and then they say, what diseases did your parents have? And then they say, oh, diabetes runs in my family, heart attack runs in my family, cancer runs in my family. And I'm sorry if any of the diseases I said are coming up, like hitting not so well in the body. My family also has that. Those three things that I said, yeah. Those three things that I said. So as a child of my parents who have those things, I'm also like, you know, but just because it runs in the family, quote unquote, I'm gonna say that, quote unquote, just because it runs in the family, it doesn't mean that it should be perpetuated. It doesn't mean that there's someone from your generation who's definitely gonna get the disease, and then your child, if you have children, will one of them will definitely get it because it, quote unquote, runs in the family. It doesn't have to be that way. We get to choose to. And I'm not saying that when you do the quote unquote right steps, then definitely it wouldn't happen, because, you know, our bodies have a language of their own, and there are things that we cannot stop our body from expressing. However, there are ways in which we can support our body so that these genetic stuff don't get expressed as violently and as intensely as our parents, our grandparents, great grandparents, etc. Okay, that's kind of my point. Okay. And perhaps the way that you are looking at this, perhaps the way that you are, whether it's physical diseases or negative thought patterns, negative habits, whatever it is, anything that runs in the family, whatever this is, maybe like, I'm just like laughing, but it's not really funny. I'm laughing, but it's not really funny. Maybe it's like, oh, our family just doesn't handle money well. It runs in the family. Not handling money well, quote unquote, runs in the family. Anger issues run in the family. Or parents getting separated runs in the family. Just because it is a pattern doesn't mean that it has to be forever a pattern in the lineage. It can be stopped, it can be cut, it can be nipped, and you realize that, and you are doing what you can in order to make sure that it stops in your branch, in your layer, in your generation. There you go. In your generation. And the way that this is kind of like two energies here, the way that you are also perhaps already doing it, or you are being called to do this, to nip this, the karmic relationships, to nip this generational cycle, is through fun, is through playfulness, is through knowing your own power and knowing that it gets to be light, it gets to be fun. The Six of Swords is showing it gets to be calm. Our lives get to be calm. Your life gets to be calm and at peace, and you get to transform. You get to move on from this. You get to move forward from this. And perhaps that's what Lola's saying, because whatever this is that you're carrying is kind of like what she's talking about as kadiliman in your lahi, or the darkness in your lineage, the not good side, or the unhealthy habits and cycles in your lineage. And I'm not saying that your whole lineage is all dark. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure that there are beautiful and wonderful things that have been passed on from generation to generation, and that you would like to continue on, and you would like to teach your kids and your children's children. I'm sure that there are parts of the ancestry, regardless of maternal or paternal, that you would want to continue on. And there is at least one that is a sort of unhealthy cycle, an unhealthy pattern that you are now seeing that it's not in my generation, not in my future family, right? So whether it is, like I mentioned, physical illnesses, or belief systems, rituals, thought patterns, all of that, you get to choose a new story for you and your family moving forward. I'm really interested now to see the message from your descendants if you are choosing to have kids. That's gonna be so interesting, because you're choosing to be like, not my kids. You're choosing that, and I just want to say I'm so proud of you, Group 1, because already, like, woo. Butterflies, there are a lot of butterflies here in Lalita's card. Perhaps butterflies are a significant spirit animal for you. You mate I'm sorry, you might also be encouraged to go into nature. So we have the Strength card here, nature. There's also body of water here in the Six of Swords. Archery is also a thing. Lalita has a bow and set of arrows over here. Perhaps those are things that you might want to lean into. But is there anything else? Next na daw. Okay, next na daw. Before I move on though, I just want to say that I'm really feeling like from the message from your Lola, from your grandma, and these cards right away, they know that this is not easy. They know that what you're going through right now, and all of the things that you are doing for yourself, for your family, for your lineage, they know that it's not easy. And that's why they're giving you this kind of encouragement, because your situation, you might be in the thick of it right now, in the thick of uncovering, and I'm using this movement, detangling all of these karmic relationships. You might be in conflict with certain family members because of what you're trying to do, because it's like, why are you doing this? They think it's not broken. So like, why are you fixing something that's not broken, but you know that it is? So just know that they know, that your ancestors know how difficult and how challenging what you're doing is, and that they are commending you. At least one of them, at least this one grandmother, or I don't know if it's collectively, like a lot of your grandmothers however many degrees up. But anyway, yeah, there's an acknowledgement that what you're doing is not easy. Like I think that's why the karmic relationship card is here. Karmic relationships card is here because they know it's not easy and you're still doing it, and they commend you for that. With that, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna set these cards aside and put it here. You might want to reference them later, but now we're gonna move on to what's the next one? From your messages from your maternal side, so your maternal ancestors. And again, like, you don't have to know who these people are. Just know that you have maternal ancestors. You know, you came here in this earth, you have a mother, whether you know your mother or not. And these are the messages of your maternal ancestors. So we have the Hierophant. Okay. You have the Devil. And you have the Mother of Wands. Okay. This is amazing. Okay. I'm just trying to make it go sa center lahat. Okay. So from your maternal ancestors. Okay. Let me get the mic again. I'm like grabbing the mic every time I finish putting down the cards because I'm like, okay, ceremony time. So the Hierophant, the first thing that that came up for me was you might be the first in your family to either finish a certain level of education. So maybe the first one who got a college degree or a master's degree, PhD. Maybe you're the first doctor in your family, first lawyer, the first engineer, the first nurse. What else are like approved? Anyway, so maybe you might be the first of your educational attainment in your family, or you may be the first in your family who is in recent history, that we know of. So maybe like the first in 3 generations to study about certain things, study about I'm getting like with the Devil and Mother of Wands or the Queen of Wands, I'm getting here it's like maybe you're the first in a couple of generations in, you know, living memory perhaps, who is learning about herbalism, who's learning about astrology, tarot, Reiki, all of these what people would call now new age stuff, but it's really, you know, it's been here for centuries and millennia, and it just fades in and out of people's awareness, but they've always been here. And so perhaps you are the first in your family in living memory, so in at least 3 generations, who is learning about these things. And like I said, like herbalism, natural medicine, naturopathy, holistic medicine, TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, all of these things that are not that are outside of what is government approved or society approved stuff. So either it is you're the first in your family to get a certain level of educational attainment that is different from what the family has achieved before, like I said, the first scenario or the second scenario. Because what I'm really getting here with the Devil and the Mother of Wands is that there is this sort of, I want to say, like, it's at least within the lineage, it's not very much approved. So it's like, why are you pursuing this when you can do what we have always done as a family? So maybe you're a family who does, so perhaps it's like you're a family of doctors, like your parents are doctors, your grandparents are doctors, and then you decide to be an artist of some kind, whatever it is, or like somebody who creates, who designs and makes, you know. And it's like, why are you doing that? Why can't you just be a doctor like the rest of us? It's a tried and tested career path for the family. Why are you doing something different? Or maybe you are the first, like you're a family of doctors and you're the first one who you're the first in your family in recent history who's like starting to learn traditional Chinese medicine, natural, like herbalism and naturopathy and holistic wellness. And it's like, that's not what we learn in medical school. Why are you doing that? Diba? Or maybe that kind of thing. The path that you have chosen might not be recent history family approved. However, what I am getting is that when you trace it back to more than living memory, so at least how many generations, maternal ancestors, at least 10 to 20 generations back, your ancestors have been doing this. Your maternal ancestors have been doing this. Whatever it is, you were called to this path for a reason, and that the reason is that your maternal ancestors have guided you towards it, because that's what they've done. That's what they did in their time. And it was a forgotten craft. It was a forgotten practice in your lineage. So maternal, we're here in the maternal right now. It was a forgotten practice in your lineage, and you were called to it for a reason, even though it is not society approved or it is not family approved. Once upon a time, somewhere in your lineage, your ancestors tapped into this practice. Your ancestors did this. And so they are calling upon you to bring this practice back out, to relearn this practice, and hopefully to share it with future generations. It gets to be approved. It gets to be part of your lineage moving forward. Whether or not you decide to have kids, right? So if you have siblings and they have kids, or if you have cousins and they have kids, you can teach them this. You can show them this, and they're gonna be like, oh, what is Tito or Tita doing? I want to learn that, and you can teach them that, right? Tito or Tita is like auntie, and Tito is uncle. Tita is auntie. By the way, I'm using Filipino, and that's kind of like Spanish, right? Came from Spanish, I think. Okay. Anyway, that's the thing. That is what the maternal ancestors are saying right now, that even though you think you're the first one to do it, and it's so groundbreaking, and it's so mind-boggling to your family and to your relatives that you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, know that somewhere in your ancestry, somewhere in your lineage, your maternal ancestors have done this, and they are encouraging you to do this. I am getting emotional right now. They are saying to you, you're doing our ancestry work, and you're doing our lineage's work, and not just the work of healing the generational trauma, healing the generational cycles, healing all of that. It's not just that. You are actually bringing up from the metaphorical grave what your ancestors have done for generations, and which became a forgotten craft, a forgotten practice for whatever reason. They're not blaming anyone, They're not blaming anyone. It's not anyone's fault. It's not any one of our sons or daughters' fault that the practice got forgotten. But those were the that's what happened. It was forgotten, and now through you, descendant, their descendant, who is you, group 1, you're bringing it back. You're bringing it back to the consciousness, to your family consciousness, and that is what is helping to heal your family, your lineage, your maternal lineage. So the more that your maternal relatives see what you are doing, the more that they are being healed, because you are showing what in their soul, in their DNA, is something that they have always known but have forgotten. Is there anything else? Just encourage group 1 to keep on doing. Okay, thank you. So they're just encouraging you to keep on doing what you are doing. They're encouraging you to deepen your practice, to deepen your skill and knowledge and wisdom in this topic, regardless of how not approved by society or by your family it is. Just keep on doing it. And I would also suggest that you call upon the mother, call upon your maternal ancestors to guide you in your journey to learning these skills and these practices. Ask them to help you deepen your practice. Ask them to help point you to the direction of the resources that you can look into with regards to how to deepen your skill and to deepen your practice to get better at it, and also what you can do in order to make sure that the practices that you're learning right now and the skills that you're learning right now, how to make sure that they continue on after you. So how can you pass this down to your descendants? Or to if you're not planning to have kids and you don't have any like other descendants, like nieces, nephews, and all of that. If you don't have that, then how do you make sure that, or how do you help make sure it's not just your job? You're not alone. It's not just your job, but how do you make sure that these practices get to be passed down on this earth to other people in the future? Anything else, maternal ancestors? They're good. Okay, they're good. Yay! So that was your message from your maternal ancestors. I'm fixing the mic so I can get to the next set of cards. Those are the messages from them. We love that. Thank you very much to Group 1's maternal ancestors. We are now calling on Group 1's paternal ancestors. That is so interesting. Okay, I'm gonna tell you before I open the cards. So while I was talking about the messages from your maternal ancestors, I felt energy on the right side of my body. And then now that we are switching to the paternal ancestors, I am now feeling the energy on the left side of my body. That is very interesting. Just something to note if it means something to anyone here. Okay, so now paternal ancestors. What is your message for Group 1? We have the 10 of Swords. We have the 9 of Swords. And we have the Father of Wands, or the King of Wands. Okay. Ooh, the message was, I was thinking about what is the message here, and they just gave me the whole sentence. And the whole message is that you know about the fight that has happened in this side of the family, in your paternal ancestry. That fight is it done? Okay, whether or not the fight is finished, you don't have to mind this fight. You don't have to worry about this fight. You get to choose to stay away from this and to create your own future. You get to nope out of this conflict, out of this hurt, and there's so many, like, it's been a fight. There's like I feel like there's a lot of twists and turns and betrayals, and it's like a telenovela. This what feels like it's very stressful. The Nine of Swords is like, the card that is you're awake at night and everything is stressful, and the stress and anxiety is like eating up at you. You get to choose to not subscribe to you. You don't have to watch this telenovela unfold anymore. Like, no matter how much you know about what's going on in the paternal side, you get to choose to unsubscribe from this story and to create a new one. Okay, they're thanking me for like sharing the message. You're very welcome. Thank you for sharing that message. Yeah, it's too stressful. You have like the 9 and the 10 of swords here. It's like this energy that has been perpetuated in your paternal ancestry it's stressful. It's like you have to be constantly vigilant. You get to choose to not subscribe to this story anymore. And honestly, like, for some of you, the answer is to go low or no contact with relatives who still perpetuate this energy. It may have made sense a couple of generations ago. Now it doesn't. It really doesn't. Is it center? I suddenly like saw I'm using my phone. I suddenly saw it. It's like, is it center? Anyway, I hope it is now. But okay, yeah. I don't have markers yet. Anyway, so yeah, it might have made sense a couple of generations ago, but with you, it's like, you get to choose to stop this na. You get to choose to stop the story by unsubscribing to it, by not feeding into it, by choosing to be like the King of Wands, the Father of Wands, and choosing to create a new story for yourself and your family, whether it's your family, parents and kids and siblings, or your family in the future, or your chosen family, whoever it is, whatever kind of family your heart of hearts is feeling like it resonates. You get to choose a new story, and this can continue on for other people in your paternal lineage. For you, you can unsubscribe from this now. It doesn't have to be your problem. It can be other people's problem if they choose. You can choose to not. This can, like, that whole thing of not my circus, not my monkeys. Yeah, you can pack your bags and leave this circus. You can choose another circus. You can choose to stay at another circus. It's not this. This is too stressful. This is not it. And your paternal ancestors are encouraging that through this message, because they know that there is more to the lineage than this conflict. There is more good in your lineage, in your bloodline, than this. And I feel like they're saddened by the fact that this part of the lineage has become so prominent in everyone's consciousness in the current like living generations of your paternal side, that it's just become this is all there is, and there is so much more to your paternal ancestry that could be uncovered, that could be addressed, that could be, I want to say, perpetuated, like actually enriching and positive stories that can be perpetuated, but that can be, shared and strengthened. But because of this conflict, like everything is just pushed aside, and actually, like, I feel like they don't want that anymore. That's why they're telling you choose a different story instead. Like, get this out of the way na, group 1, and they're encouraging you to start, like, to stand tall and to be like, we're starting a new chapter, we're starting a new story for us. And I'm no longer subscribing from the telenovela-esque drama that is the story of my paternal side. You get to choose a new story, and they would be grateful for that, for you to choose something new, to just forget it. Not naman forget, right? You know that it exists na. So it's pretty, it's a tall order to say just forget about the conflict, but it's like just unsubscribe from it. Don't add fuel to the fire, And yeah, if the answer is like go low contact or go no contact with these people, then that's probably like the best thing to do for everyone, but especially for you. And I feel like your ancestors are really like rooting for you for this, if you choose to do it. And I feel like you would choose it, because this is not it. This is like not resonant with the life that you're probably building for yourself. Drama, issues, like no. There's a better story than unnecessary drama and unnecessary conflict, and like backstabbing and choosing sides and whatever, and verbal attacks, things like that. I feel like that's not the story that we want to continue. Whether it's the general theme of that or the specific things that are being said towards each other, that's not the vibe. Your ancestors say that it's not the vibe. Just choose something else. Okay, is there anything else, paternal ancestors? They're good. Okay, they're good. Thank you so much for sharing that message. Okay. So, I'm gonna take these now. I'm gonna take these, and I want to see the other ones. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna take these and put them aside. Now we are shifting the energy towards, thank you, maternal and paternal ancestors, for your messages for group 1. We are now going to messages from your descendants. So from your children, your children's children. I heard this from someone whom I follow on social media, and they said that we are future ancestors. I honestly forgot which one of the people I follow on social media said that, but it's like we are future ancestors. And so with that in mind, I just wanted to also get a message from your descendants. If you choose to have kids, or if it's not your kids in particular, then it's probably your siblings' kids, your cousins' kids, if you have any siblings or cousins. If not, then it can also be from, or if there isn't like any expected descendants, then soul family that you've yet to meet. For some reason, there is an emphasis on you have yet to meet these people. Okay, so anyway, there. Let's see. Ace of Cups. Oh, cute. The Seven of Cups. And the Ten of Pentacles. I love that. So, wait, let me put them again in the middle. The lot. Okay. I think that's kind of okay. Okay. So, I just want to tell you, diba, now that we are in the descendant soul family category, I feel the energy now at the top of my crown. Like it's on my crown. So at the top of my head, which is very interesting. I just like feeling how the energy is shifting. Okay. So first we're gonna go to this. We're gonna go to the Ten of Pentacles, and a big message that I'm getting here is that if you are someone who does want to have kids, or someone who wants to be the rich auntie or the rich uncle, you're gonna get to that. Or if you want to be the parent who provides, who gets to provide material and financial wealth to your children and to your grandchildren, then there is this message that you are achieving that, and that you are able to pass down material and financial wealth and all that entails to your descendants. And if you're choosing to not have kids, or if there are no kids in this scenario, then the work that you are creating in this world is going to be a sort of legacy work. It's the type of work that will be able to live beyond you. It's a type of work that will be able to help so many people even after you're gone. So other people's children, other people's grandchildren are also able to benefit from the legacy work that you are creating. And I just want to say that both of those scenarios get to be true, because this is and or, right? So those are two scenarios, and both of them can happen. Either one or the other can happen, so it's just one or the other, or both, especially for those of you who want to do both. So that's happening. There's a confirmation, there is this strong affirmation that, hey, ancestor group 1, continue what you're doing, because of you're able to provide us with this legacy work, with this financial and material wealth and abundance, and all that entails good education, quality lifestyle, all of these things. The Seven of Cups is telling me that thanks to the work that you're doing, your descendants and or the people you are able to help get to have choices in their lives. So maybe for you, it was, you didn't really have many choices growing up. You didn't get to, maybe you wanted to do to learn certain musical instruments or to learn certain sports, but you didn't have the budget to, your parents had to make ends meet, which is already difficult, and you didn't have that many choices growing up and the things that you can do, and and all of that. Or maybe the choices of school, the schools that you could attend because of certain limitations that your family had. But now with the Seven of Cups, it's like there are lots of choices that your descendants and or the people who you get to help through your legacy work, you're giving them choices. If they want to go to school in another country, they get to choose that. If they want to learn 48 different instruments and 37 languages, then they get to choose that. Because of what you are providing them. And with the Ace of Cups, they're saying that oh, I'm just getting emotional. I think I want to cry. They are so loved. the Ace of Cups is just showing that your descendants and or the soul family you've yet to meet, and the people you get to help, you get to serve through your legacy work, they are so loved. Their cups are so full of love, and you're able to give that to them. And it's like, maybe for some of you, group 1, it felt like you had to beg for love from other people. And now your descendants and your descendants and the people you get to help and your soul family and that you get to meet, they're telling you that they are so loved and they are so full of love thanks to you. And this is just confirming and affirming that you will have done it. You're doing the work right now to break the generational cycles, and the people who are going to be in your life in the future are telling you that you did it. Oh, I'm gonna cry. You did it. You did it, group 1. I'm so proud of you. No, that's a bit 3. I'm gonna cry. Okay. Oh. That's amazing. That is amazing. Oh, that's such a beautiful. I think there have been times in readings where I've been like wanting to cry, but it didn't. It's like just a little bit. But now it's like full on, like I want to cry because of this energy. It's so beautiful, group 1. And I hope that I can get across to you that this energy of you being able to do it. It might be hard right now. We literally had a while ago you carrying the world on one hand and clearing out karmic relationships and all of that, and now the message from your descendants and the soul family you've yet to meet, they're telling you that you did it. You did it. And I hope that is, excuse me, I hope that is encouragement for you to keep on keeping on. I hope that this helps encourage you to continue doing what it is that you're doing, because you're doing the most, and there is this beautiful reward here from your descendants and from the people you're yet to meet in the future, and the people whom you get to help and serve in the future through the work that you're doing. Whether you get to witness this with your own eyes or not, the work that you're doing goes beyond you, and it goes beyond your lifetime. And this is affirming and confirming that you will succeed. You will succeed, group 1. Is there anything else that we would like to share to group 1, descendants, future soul family? The other thing, their surprises is what they're saying, so we're ending their message here. Whew. That got me, man. That got me. Okay. And then just for a last bit, see, it's the same set of oracle cards and tarot, but just final messages. Whew, excuse me. Just final messages for you to end this reading. Group 1, we have the Bone Collector with 1. Group 1. I love that. We have We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. We have Sarada Devi, I hope I'm saying it right, with the Divine Mother. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. And then we have the Five of Swords. Okay. I'm just gonna scoot them over para medyo gitna. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. With the Bone Collector. Excuse me. The message from the Bone Collector is that all of the wisdom that all of your wisdom is within you. All of the different pieces of you that you think you have lost, it's all within you. And it might take some deep introspection for you before you can get to this, for you to get to your different pieces, but they're just there. You didn't lose them. You didn't that was me. I was moving in my seated position. You didn't lose these things. You didn't lose these parts of you. You didn't give it away. They're just there. They're just inside you. Maybe you don't have access to them yet right now because of whatever happened in the past, but just know that you have the ability to find them again because they're all within you. And you get reacquainted with your different pieces. You get to become whole again. Group 1, if you have a belief that you are broken and that you are not whole, then this is your confirmation that you get to be whole again. You are already whole, but you get to be whole again. And all it takes is you going inside you, going deep inside you to get reacquainted to the different pieces of you. And the final message, actually, like the final message here, which is, just wanted to explain the Bone Collector really specifically, but all of them are saying, it sounds so cheesy, but like the final message is for you to love yourself, to give yourself that deep, unconditional love that you know you deserve. Love yourself by going deep and getting reacquainted with the different pieces of you. Love yourself by nourishing yourself. There's mother's milk here, so that is right. Our mother's milk, when we were born, that was the ultimate source of our nutrition and our nourishment. It had everything we needed to live, to survive, to thrive. It was our only source of nutrition. So love yourself enough to deeply and fully nourish yourself. Love yourself enough to not cast judgment upon yourself for all of the things that you think you should have done already but you didn't, for all of the things that you think are bad habits or whatever that is, or judgment on your appearance, judgment on your personality, judgment on your reactions, whatever that is, judgment on you think that you're not doing anything of substance, probably. Love yourself through all of that. And then love yourself enough to unsubscribe from situations that no longer nourish you, from situations that no longer help you, that no longer enrich you. I'm reminded of the particular message from your paternal ancestors, right? Again, it's the swords. But then the Five of Swords is also all about strategy. It's like if you knowing when to continue on fighting, or knowing when to fold, knowing when to lose the battle to win the war. That's kind of like what the 5 swords is all about. And so it's like what your paternal ancestors said, that if there are stories and there are situations in your life right now that are not nourishing you, that are not helping you create the life that you desire to create, don't then like stop perpetuating those stories. Unsubscribe from the drama, unsubscribe from that kind of conflict that doesn't concern you, that is just stressing you out. Like, love yourself enough to go low contact or to go no contact, to no matter who these people are. Love yourself fully and completely, group 1. Anything else? And that is it. That is it. Wow. That was wow. Yeah. That was an experience for me. I hope that it was an experience for you, group 1. I hope that it resonated and it helped. This is the end of the reading. I just want to say that I'm so proud of you, your ancestors. Like, the messages that they gave, they show that they're proud of you. The messages from your descendants as well was like, yeah. But yeah, that is it for me, for you, group 1. I am rooting for you so much. So proud of you. So proud of what you're doing and so proud of what you will do. It's all amazing. And yeah, there's this one girl here from the Philippines who's cheering you on. If you liked this reading, which I hope you did, and I hope it resonated and helped you move forward, if you liked it, I would highly appreciate it if you pressed the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. Reaching 1K, so that's the next goal. If you want to share your stories with me, then I would highly appreciate it. I would highly appreciate it. Share your stories in the comments. I am here for all of your stories, for chismes, gossip, whatever it is. I'm here for it. I am so excited to connect with you via the comment section. And if you want to work with me, I do have one-on-one readings available. You can check them out in the link that is in the description. Yeah, so there. That's all my reminders. Again, that is it from me for you, group 1. Thank you so much for watching. I'm rooting for you. I love you. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, group 2. Hi, it's me, Lenny, and here is your reading for messages from your ancestors. So, this was the vibe, and we are doing this. So before we get in, this is the deck that you chose, the Tarot of the Divine, right? Yes, it is the Tarot of the Divine, and I already pre-pulled the cards that we will be using for today. I'm just using this as our they call this props, and props lang po ito. This is just the props, so that I can show you what deck you chose. So I'm gonna talk about what we are going to be looking at today, the topics of discussion for today's reading. So what your ancestors want to tell you, aka messages from your ancestors. So one is your current situation, so that can be your metric or your judgment for, is this the right group for you? So if it is, then yay! I'm so happy you found your group the first time. If it is not, there are other groups to choose from, and if nothing seems to be vibing, this may not be your reading for today. So there you go. But just the current situation, what's going on in your life, that is the first question we will be asking, that first topic we will be covering. Second one is message from your maternal ancestors, so from your mother's side. Message from your paternal ancestors is the third one, so from your dad's side. And you don't have to know these people, you don't have to have your family tree intact, and you don't have to know all of their names, or if you really don't know even your parents, then that's okay. Just know that you do have your ancestors, whether you know them or not, and here they are telling you a message. And then the fourth one is message from your descendants and or soul family you've yet to meet. So descendants, because we are future ancestors. I heard that from someone. We are our future ancestors. So I just wanted to get a message from the people in the future who will be calling you their ancestor. And or if there aren't any descendants in your family line, because that's the world we live in. All the possibilities now, you can choose not to have kids, maybe you don't have siblings, things like that. It can be also soul family that you have yet to meet, and there is this emphasis on the future, so people you haven't really met yet, which is interesting. Yeah, because maybe I was like, maybe this is just like soul family in general, but no, it's specifically people you have yet to meet, which is so interesting. Okay, anyway, and then final messages. So there. I'm gonna put this on the side. I will reference it when we can. And this piece of paper is so. Before I got all of the cards, because I told you I did pre-shuffle everything. I asked a message from your ancestors, like in general, and before I don't know if you can read it from this distance and with my handwriting, but I wanted to tell you before I read it, even until now, when I started asking like ancestors or group 2, please come in and just tell me what you want me to tell your descendant, which is you, group 2, and my my solar plexus chakra is still very, very, very warm. Solar plexus has so, and this is not, it's not anywhere that, look, I just had dinner, and I can tell you that this is not because of like I'm full or tired or what, but this is really like my solar plexus is I just got like very candid about dinner, but yeah, my solar plexus is like super, it's hot. Now it's warm. A while ago it was hot. Like I felt like I was going to be on fire, and I felt like this urgency. And even your ancestors told me to get this reading out to you by Saturday, by October 21, 2023. So today is Tuesday the 17th. I don't know why. Okay? I don't know why the ancestor said it. I heard the message, get this reading out by Saturday, by the 21st. So if you're watching this by the 21st in your location, then I'm happy that I got the reading to you on time. Obviously I'm gonna do my best to get this to you by before then. But yeah, so there's just this feeling of urgency in this reading for you, group 2, and now I want to read to you the message, and you'll see why there is this sense of urgency. I don't understand. Okay, I'm just the deliverer of the is that the word, the deliverer? I'm just the delivery service of the message from your ancestors. But here's the message for you, group 2, from your ancestors in general. We're gonna get to the cards in a bit. Run away and never look back. You deserve better than this, than how you're being treated, how they're treating you. Run. We are supporting you. We are calling upon the angels to support you. You will be okay. You will be fine. You will be safe. So trust us and run. Before I get the cards, group 2, I hope I hope that you are in an environment that is safe and enriching and nourishing for you right now. I don't know why the message is this. Like, even before we start, I like I said, I'm just the deliverer. The ancestors are telling me to run. They're telling me to get this reading out to you by a certain time. My solar plexus is still very warm, and while I was reading that message, it got hotter again. I hope that you are in a safe, secure, stable, nourishing, enriching, loving environment. Group 2. If you are not, I hope that you get to a place like that, to a safe place as soon as possible. That's why I get the feeling that that's why I'm feeling the urgency, because there might be at least just one of you. I don't get it. Let me just be very candid. Before I even get the cards, group 2, let me just be very, very candid with you. I've never received a message like this. Never. This is the very first time that I am receiving, like, my fight or flight responses are like being lit up right now. I'm getting giddy. My heart is feeling a little heavy. I know this is not mine because I was feeling very chill just a while ago. Before I started your reading, I just saw 8-8. But yeah, I hope you are in a safe, secure, stable, nourishing, enriching, loving environment. I hope that the environment that you are in checks all of those boxes. If it is not safe, I hope that you can get to somewhere safe very soon. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna start the reading. Okay. And then some of the cards were like flipping out while I was shuffling, which was like telling me stuff. Okay. Okay, let's do this. So let's take a few deep breaths. This is mostly for me. One more. Okay. Let me get through this reading. Ancestors, I'm gonna get your message, but I'm gonna deliver your message. Please just let me calm down for a bit. There is this sense of urgency. Okay. So we're gonna look at these cards, which is your current situation. So what is happening? If this is resonating, then this is your group. If this is resonating, then this is your group. I don't know, like, okay, anyway, I'm just gonna start. Damn, we have rescue. And the number 16. This is reminding me of the tower, because also look at it's like a structure that has been, like, something happened to the structure. It's broken. It's demolished. So it's also reminding me of the tower. So rescue. Then we have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. We have Thekla, I hope I'm saying that right. The prophetess of true power. I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own. And then we have the King of Swords. Yeah, when I saw these two cards flipped. So what the process of this, wait, while I'm adjusting this, the process of me getting to your reading, group 2, just so that you know, so that you have context of what I'm currently feeling. I'm getting my mic. Is that, so I sat down, got quiet for a minute. I asked your ancestors, collective ancestors of group 2, to please tell me a message that I wrote on this piece of paper, which, as I told you, I felt all of the things. And then I got the cards for each part of the reading. And the rescue card and the King of Swords flipped, so I saw them as I was shuffling. And so I got the feeling, and it looks like that is the feeling, that for some of you, like I said, I hope that you are in a safe, secure, stable, nourishing, enriching, and loving environment. That's all that I said, right? Yeah. I hope that I still complete that as I say it throughout the reading, because I'm just gonna say it, some of you may not be in that kind of positive environment. With the rescue card, there might be, I don't want to say any kinds of words that would possibly like if it evoke, I don't know which one to use, a not so pleasant response in the body. However, so I'm kind of gonna skirt around the different words while making my point. There might be a King of Swords figure in your life who is not making you feel safe, secure, stable, nourished, enriched, and loved, and empowered with the prophetess of true power here. You might feel like this person who is in the rescue card, I hope it's what do you call this? I hope that it's focusing. But there is this girl here in the rescue card who feels like not just feels like, but who is actually literally in this card, trapped in this demolished place, and the only way out is for this person in the hot air balloon to hopefully, get to her and reach her. I'm getting in time. There is a time aspect here that your ancestors are emphasizing. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Okay. So there. That is the gist of the I think your ancestors have said it already, but I feel like that is the gist of the current situation. I'm gonna get to these two cards, don't worry, but you might be stuck in a situation that is draining you of your power and your hope and your self-view, your self-worth. And it might be because of this King of Swords person who is... The swords is air, the air element. And the air element is all about the mental space, so the mind. It's all about communication. It's all about that. And so with the King of Swords is the master of the element of the swords, or the master of air, the master of his words. As a king, he is the master of his words, he's the master of his thoughts. Therefore, this person might be someone who has a way with words, who has a way of influencing people. I'm skirting around the words. who has a way of talking, who has a way of influencing people's minds and possibly like decision making skills in order to create an outcome that is beneficial for him. Like, screw other people's benefits. What's important to this King of Swords in this reading, the King of Swords with whom you might be interacting, the only thing that is important to him as a king, I'm only saying him because he's a king, might not be a him, is this person's benefits, the king, this person's benefits only. And you, as the empathic starseed, you might be holding the short end of the stick on this one, and you might be doing things that are not in your best interest, or co-signing on things that are not in your best interest because of the way that this person is using their words, is using his or her words and using his or her mind power, again, to create outcomes that are beneficial for this person, regardless of who they bulldoze along the way. Okay? It's not your fault. I want to tell you that it is not your fault at all. You don't know what this person is capable of, whether that is past or present tense. Maybe you didn't know when you met this person, or you don't know as I am speaking to you. I hope that you realize if this is sort of resonating with you in some way, like if you felt something that is in agreement with what your ancestors said here in this paper that I wrote, or if you're agreeing with the things that I'm currently saying because through these cards, then there must be something there. I'm not saying that for every single one of you watching this person is to your detriment or will be like taking you to a very, very dark place. However, there might be some of you who are experiencing that, and this person may really be someone who is worse than just unhealthy for you. They might be dangerous for you. And so with the prophetess of true power, you can say this mantra from her. I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own. You are being called to take your power back. You are being called to energetic sovereignty, to thinking, feeling, speaking, and acting for yourself again, and what is in your own best interest. And if you have children, then it is also for the best interest of your children. And it is not just what I think or what the King of Swords person thinks, but what is in general, in the grand scheme of things, what is truly in the best interest of you and the possible like tiny humans that you are responsible for. And so Your current situation is asking you to take your power back, to call back your power, and to decide for yourself what is best for yourself and act upon that. Rescue talks about maybe one or two things. Number one, you are able to rescue yourself from the not so good situation that you may be facing at the moment. So, like, you have the resources to do that. Or number two, you are able to find someone in your environment, someone whom you know actually checks off the boxes. What I told you: safe, secure, stable, nourishing, enriching, loving. That kind of person to you. You might be able to contact them and ask them for help in taking you out of this situation so that you can get away from whoever this person, or this actually can be more than one person. I'm just speaking on one person because the king is one person. This person or these people who are acting like the way I said, who is really acting not acting for their best interest but not for your interest as well. In fact, they might be doing things that are not in your best interest, not even better, not even good, right? And so yeah, that's the vibe. That is what I'm getting from the current situation. You have the power. That is what Thekla, the prophetess of true power, is reminding you. You may feel disempowered right now. However, Thekla is reminding you that you have your own power. It doesn't have to be physical strength, obviously, but you have your own power. You have the power to choose and act based on what is actually in your best interest, what is in your highest and best good. And if it means running away, as your ancestors have said, then so be it. I hope that you find the courage within yourself to act upon this, to ask for help, to help you get out of this potentially harming situation and into a place that is once again safe, stable, secure, enriching, nourishing, and loving. All of the boxes, all of those 6 boxes have to be checked. Okay? Okay. Anything else? I can move on now. Okay. So I'm putting the mic down. I'm gonna get the cards. I'm telling you what I'm doing now. I'm getting all these cards and setting them aside. Okay. I am now going to ask for your maternal ancestors specifically to come out and not come out. Please don't show yourself literally to me, but like the messages for for group 2. So this is from your maternal side, your maternal ancestors, for your mom's side. You have the 9 of Wands, and I want to tell you, for some time after the 9 of Wands came out, other cards didn't want to come out, so I'm getting like this is the main message from them. We also have the 2 of Cups, and we have the 4 of Cups. Okay, so while I was shuffling, I actually, all of them actually flipped. So I kind of got the message right away when they flipped. And the message from them is that, from your maternal ancestors, the message from them is that, wait, let me, whatever it is that you are fiercely protecting right now. This is, with the Two of Cups, it really feels like it is in terms of like a romantic relationship, or kind of a relationship that is that you have right now, that you are continuing to have, and it feels very related to the current situation that we just read. But you deserve a relationship, a partnership, whatever the nature of the partnership is, that is nourishing for you, with whom you can be honest and vulnerable and true and loving and compassionate with. Doesn't have to be romantic. If what I described in the previous set of cards in your current situation is not necessarily a romantic relationship, that's okay. Apply that kind of relationship to this. You don't have to protect it so much because of whatever personal promise that you made to protect and to keep on continuing this relationship. It feels like it's just causing you a lot of hurt. And with the Four of Cups, what I'm getting is that because you are so focused in trying to make it work in this current partnership or relationship, you might not be seeing that there are other people around you, whether or not you know them already. There are other people around you who can treat you better, who can be better companions and partners, and people in a relationship with you. Again, regardless of the nature of the relationship. What I was describing a while ago can be a friend, can be a business partner, can be a workmate, can be a boss, and also can be like a family member or a romantic partner. There's so many possibilities to that. If you're in school, it can be a teacher, or someone in high position, whatever it is. But the message is clear here that you deserve to find someone who is going to keep you safe. Again, those 6 words: safe, secure, stable, enriched, nourished, and loved, and also protected. And there is a current relationship that might not be giving you that. Your maternal ancestors are basically telling you that you deserve better. You deserve better. Group 2. If no one has told you that yet, I'm telling you. I don't know what your situation is. I'm telling you, you deserve better. You deserve someone who sees you and treats you like an equal. You deserve someone who doesn't throw you under the bus and only thinks about their interest. What about yours? Or what about other people's in general? But especially, we're talking about you, so what about yours? What about your well-being? What about your safety? What about your protection? What about your nourishment? What about your love? What about your fulfillment? What about your happiness? You deserve someone who considers that as well, who takes that into account. And who doesn't put you as a last priority. You deserve that kind of person in your life because it is your life. You get to choose who to keep in life. We may not I kind of believe differently, but we may not. Okay, I'm gonna say it like this. We may not be able to consciously choose who our blood relatives are, right? We don't get to consciously in our iteration, in our incarnation in this lifetime, we may not get to choose who our parents are, who our siblings are, who our relatives are. But as we grow older, and I think like you're in legal age, I hope so, as we grow older, and we start to get to choose the people we get to keep in our lives. And you deserve to choose people who are safe for you, who actually love you, group 2. And if it is anything less than that, you also deserve to go low to no contact. You deserve to like yeet them out of your life, because you deserve the best people in your life. We may not be able to consciously choose who our family is, or we may not be able to consciously choose who our classmates were before, or who are the people that we get to meet. Not consciously, we may get to meet strangers and things like that. And now that we grow older, we have the ability to choose that now. We have the ability to choose what to do in the relationships that we didn't get a choice about before. And if there are people in your life that are making you feel unsafe, unnourished, not loved, unsafe, then it is time for you to yeet them out. Okay? Is there anything else? Okay, next one na daw. So that is the message from your maternal ancestors. Thank you very much to Group 2's maternal ancestors. I'm gonna move on now to Group 2's paternal ancestors. So the ancestors from your dad's side. And this is their message for you. They chose 4 cards. Pa-special, char. So usually I get 3 cards for this part, but 4 cards came out, so we will be honoring that. We have the Hierophant. We have the High Priestess. We have the 7 of Coins. And then we have the King of Cups. Okay. So it's very telling how it seems like, well, I think obviously based on also the reaction that I had in my body in the first part of this reading, that this is a very urgent like message. So all of the messages so far from your ancestors are centering around this the main message, which is your current situation. So the messages are very direct towards that current situation, and not necessarily, these are not like messages in general, they can be messages in general, but the fuel seems to be the current situation that you are having. And again, I will emphasize while I am moving the cards a little bit more, that you deserve to be in a safe, secure, stable, enriching, nourishing, and loving environment. Group 2. Okay? So the message from your paternal ancestors, okay? With the Hierophant, they seem to, and the High Priest, with the High Priestess reading the book here, and the Hierophant as well, which is the card of higher learning, of mastery, of being an expert at something. The two of them are, these two cards are showing me that your paternal ancestors are encouraging you to pursue some type of higher level of education. So maybe that's a college or a master's, PhD, medical degree, or like learning something different, something new. Maybe it's a new trade, a new skill. Maybe it's maybe you're interested in, I got this from the hype while I was shuffling, and even with the King of Cups, it can be about some quote-unquote new age. They call it new age, but it's really been here for a long time. So like this, like tarot, like astrology, some of these practices, some of these skills, you may be interested in learning some of these things. With the High Priestess, just looking at me, I am also getting that some of you may be called to be Akashic Records channels, or beyond that, be Akashic Records practitioners. If you are being called to that, I highly recommend the person who showed me the Akashic Records. So I am also an Akashic Records practitioner. I learned it through Denise, through Mercurius Arts and Divination. I hope I said their name, but Mercurius Arts. You can like comment down below if you know about it, then yay, go to Denise with Mercurius and just look at what they have to offer. But if you don't know about it, then just comment down below, and then I'll link it to you. Yeah, because the Akashic Records are in my very butchered way of saying it, it's like the library of everything that has ever happened. And so with High Priestess reading a book, it reminded me of that. Again, if being an Akashic Records channel or Akashic Records practitioner is sounding resonant to you, I would highly recommend Mercurius. If you want to know about the details, just I'm not affiliated with them, but I did learn from them how to do that, how to be a practitioner. And what was I saying? Comment, and then I'll link you. I'll tell you the deets. Okay, just that. But other than that, all of these types of practices, maybe even numerology, that might be something you're interested in. Just studying these kinds of things that are not necessarily in the society approved or traditional society approved type of career or type of knowledge. Archaeology just came into my head, or like deep like history. So that's something that is in like universities, so that might be something that you are interested in learning. I'm going to take a sip of water again. Wait. Okay. For some reason, group 2, my mouth gets dry easily as I'm doing your reading. Wasn't like this with group 1. Okay, anyway. So like higher learning or learning more, that might be something that you are interested in. Okay. But what is also standing out to me here is that the Hierophant and the High Priestess here, even with the 7 of Coins, is showing me someone, the Hierophant and the High Priestess in particular, showing me someone who is very much in control of their own destiny, someone who is very much in their own power, in her own power, since both of the figures here in these two cards are women, so in her own power, someone who gets to make the decisions again for your own best interest. And it's like start planting the seeds towards your own independence, towards your own self-mastery, towards taking your power back. I'm gonna show that card again with the Prophetess of True Power. I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own. So that is the reason why your paternal ancestors are kind of encouraging you to pursue this kind of learning. They want you to do whatever it is that you can do in order to take your power back. I'm getting that they don't really necessarily approve, what I said, like tarot, Akashic records, Reiki, astrology, all of like that sort of knowledge that is being lumped together as quote unquote new age. They don't necessarily, your paternal ancestors don't necessarily they cheer with that kind of knowledge, but it's like if it's something that is interesting you, and if that learning that kind of knowledge will help you plant the seeds towards your own self-empowerment and even independence, then they're for it. It's like what they are encouraging is your empowerment, is your you taking the steps to your own freedom, like away from people who could potentially hurt you, away from that. So and they were like, thank you for pointing that out. That's the feeling they got from them. So yeah, even though they might not necessarily agree with certain kinds of professions or certain kinds of schools of knowledge being learned, if that's what it takes for you to be able to plant the seeds to your own freedom and to your own empowerment, then they are all for it. Your paternal ancestors are highly encouraging you to do that. And with the King of Cups, it's like I'm gonna show you the dragon here in the King of Cups, because the dragon looks very fierce, and it is the Cups sign, which is the sign of which is the element of water. So water is our intuition, it's our emotion. So what I'm getting here with the King of Cups is that you are able to be empowered, and you are able to be strong and be able to defend yourself and be able to protect yourself without hardening, without turning your back to the world, without turning your back to potential like relationships, without turning your back to softness and love. You don't have to turn away and get yourself hardened by the world because of negative experiences that you may be having at the moment, or not enriching and maybe even unsafe relationships that you may be experiencing at the moment. Your paternal ancestors are reminding you that there is strength to your softness, there is strength to your vulnerability, there is strength to you expressing your emotions. And so yeah, that's just what they are what they're saying. Yeah. Is there anything else? I'm good. Okay, so we're good. Thank you so much to Group 2's paternal ancestors. I'm gonna get the cards now, and I'm gonna move on to the next part, which is messages from your descendants and or soul family whom you've met to meet. So, I'm gonna stretch a little bit. So descendants, just like I said in the beginning, I heard someone say that we, us living right now, are future ancestors of the people who will come after us. So it can be your children or your siblings' children, your cousins' children, whoever it is. If in case of you not wanting kids or anyone in your immediate bloodline not having kids, then I also put the soul family that you have yet to meet. So there is this emphasis on these people are not yet in your lives at the moment, which is very interesting. So messages from them. So it can be both of them, but it can be also just either one of them. We have the lovers. I love that. We love the lovers, of course. We have the Queen of Coins. And we have the Page of Coins. Okay. So when I saw the lovers come up, I was like, yes, I love that this is coming up because these people who are coming through are people in the future tense. So they might not be in the 3D realm and on this earth at the current moment, since they are like future tense, so descendants. So they can be your future grandchildren or future great grandchildren, future great grand nieces and nephews, soul family who you've yet to meet. Maybe they have been incarnated in this earth, but you haven't really met them yet. So it's interesting how, again, all of these people are like future tense to you. And so it was like, it felt reassuring that the lovers came up because given everything that has been said about from your current situation to what your ancestors have shared as messages, the lovers shows, I mean, come on, it's Beauty and the Beast, come on. I mean, the relationship of, look, I don't care what you think about the whole thing, the whole whatever it is kind of relationship they call Beauty and the Beast. I think it's a very wonderful relationship because it showed compassion, it showed empathy for each other. It's a pretty healthy relationship, okay? Come on, all things considered. I understand why people say that it can be like, unhealthy, but for me, it's like, it's such a beautiful testament of a relationship that they chose to see each other for who they are. They chose to be empathic. They chose to be compassionate towards each other. And they chose to love each other regardless. And I just think that it's such a beautiful thing to, basically, it's a beautiful love. And your descendants and your soul family whom you've yet to meet, they're telling you that you deserve this beautiful, nourishing, compassionate, safe kind of love. I mean, look, the beauty here has her eyes closed while hugging the beast. And it's like the beast if the beast was unsafe, then he can attack Beauty, or Belle, right? That's her name in the Disney um, iteration. But the beast can attack Beauty at any time if the beast was unsafe. But because there is love and compassion and understanding and stability between the two of them and nourishment, the beast would never harm Beauty. And that is the kind of love that you deserve. You deserve the kind of love that is sweet, that is beautiful, that is nourishing, that is all of the six that I said: safe, secure, stable, nourishing, enriching, and loving, and protective, and beautiful with all the roses. You deserve that. And with these people in the future tense telling me, or telling you through me, that you deserve that, they're kind of showing me and affirming to you, showing you and affirming to you that this is something that you were able to access, that you were able to have in the future. So if you're feeling like there's no one better for you, if you're feeling these feelings of unworthiness and undeserving of the kind of love that you desire, here is your confirmation and your affirmation that you do deserve it and that you do get to have it in this lifetime. And even with the Queen of Coins or the Queen of Pentacles, there is this nourishment and this safety that is available to you, especially in the material world, because that's what the Queen of Coins represents. The Queen of Coins is someone who has created a home for herself, who has created a safe, nourishing, loving home for herself. And this is telling me that you have access to that. You're the people who are in your life in the future tense are telling you that this is what you get to have in the future. A love that is so beautiful. A love that is so beautiful. People have written stories about it. And a nourishing, loving, safe, stable, secure environment. You get to have that. You get to have that, and I hope that you remember that as you, with the Page of Coins, take the steps that you need to take in order to get there. There is this, with the Page of Coins, there is this message from them of you like taking it step by step, taking it without shortcuts. It seems like there's a feeling of you creating this and having this like from the ground up. So there might be a time of grinding and hustling and sleepless nights and challenges, but you know that it is on your way towards this beautiful, beautiful life, this wonderfully nourishing home, this beautiful romantic partnership. All of that is so accessible for you and available for you. I'm looking at the Page of Coins if the card still has other messages from it. I'm being told to take it literally. Okay, there may be a little girl, because the Page of Coins here is a little girl, right? That's the person in the card. So there might be a little girl in your life who is or will be, who may be playing a very important role in your life. Maybe it's a daughter, or maybe it's a niece, or maybe it is a granddaughter, grandniece. or a friend's daughter, someone whom you will meet and will play a very significant role in your life. So maybe you can be that person's mom or that person's godmother and or dad. I totally forgot you. I feel like I'm just talking to women. You can be this person's mom or dad or just parent in general. You can be this girl's godmother, godfather, godparent in general, or grandparent, whatever it is. There might be a significant bond between you and this young girl. Okay, anything else? No more. Just a little note. Some of you, like creating like a vegetable garden, homesteading. That's the word, right? Homesteading. That might be something you might want to look into, as you're building this safe, secure, stable, nourishing, enriching, and loving environment and protective environment. There. Anything else? Okay. That is done from them. Thank you very much to Group 2's descendants and their soul family that they have yet to meet. Before we end the reading, here it's just final messages for you, Group 2. Okay? So we have Golden Palace. I love it. Okay, wait. We have a surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. We have Teresa of Avila, Our Lady of Interior Life. I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. And we have the Five of Swords. So, damn. Okay. Let me get the mic again. Okay. So, before I'm gonna put the mic down again. The reason why I was like, with this Golden Palace is because look at your current situation. I mean, the current situation card that you were showing with, it's the same deck, okay? Rescue. And the tower, the castle, whatever this was, it was demolished. It's now in ruins. And then look at what came after in the final message. It is the Golden Palace. If that is not the definition of what we were just talking about the entire reading, then I don't know what is. You deserve this. You deserve to live in this Golden Palace that is actually a Golden Palace. It is actually like the green and the gold are making me think of heart chakra, making me think of just ascension and just love and so much. I also want to say opulence, pleasure and all of these beautiful things that are available to you, like we said. I'm going to the Five of Swords because like the final message for you, it's interesting how Group 1 also got the Five of Swords. So there needs to be some sort of planning that is needing to be had for these people. So for you, Group 2, that's the message for you to start planning for your own empowerment, to start planning for your own freedom and independence, for you to start strategizing that, for you to start thinking about that and acting towards it. Okay? There is this emphasis of that, the emphasis of choosing yourself first. Choosing yourself first. And if you look at this, the guy here in the Five of Swords who looks like he won, of course, he is carrying 3 swords, while the other 2 are like dismayed that they lost, and they also lost their swords. So what I'm getting here is to fill up your arsenal with tools and skills and knowledge that will help you in the long run. Okay, so that's where the message from your paternal ancestors is coming in, of you learning more, and learning things that even though they might not necessarily approve on, if it helps you towards your empowerment and your freedom and your independence, then it's important for you to learn all of that, and they are very much encouraging you to do that. That's what this Five of Swords is, for you to go ahead and empower yourself and fill up your arsenal in any and all ways that you can. If it's literally learning how to use a weapon, how to wield a weapon, a sword or a gun or whatever it is, then go ahead and learn it from professionals, from a real learning environment, where to learn how to use those things. Okay. And then again, I'm going back here to the Golden Palace and surrender to the sweetness. There is this like luxury and nourishment and enrichment that you're feeling. Look at the environment. There are like lots of flowers, lots of trees, lots of water, a golden palace, literally. So it's like, it's such a beautiful environment, a nourishing environment, and that's what you deserve to have. This is the kind of life that you may want to start working towards, you may want to start planning and acting towards. Okay? Just visualizing that. If you want to do like I did a Pinterest board, like share ko lang, I did like a Pinterest board. I made a Pinterest board recently on basically what this means for me, what like my what kind of life do I want to live in the future, in 5 to 10 years time. And I put in pictures that really resonated with what I wanted in my heart of hearts. And so that might be, so for me, like I want to get married and have kids. So I put in pictures there of people who have children and stuff, and doing activities with their kids that are really enjoyable. And that's something that I put in my and it's like a vision Pinterest board there. And also all of the other things, like the quality of life that you want to have and things like that. What kind of home do you want to live in? You may want to do that, and then really start planning how to work your way towards that, or how to move your way towards that, in thoughts, in words, and in actions. So yeah, know that you deserve this. Know that you deserve this. I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. Trust yourself. Group 2, trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust that you're being led towards something beautiful for yourself, towards something healthy for yourself and nourishing. And all of the words that I said before, na kanina ko pa pinuulit-ulit, that I've already been repeating for so many times throughout your reading. You deserve to be in a beautiful and safe and secure and protected and loving, nourishing, enriching, all of that environment. Okay, trust that. Trust the way in which the universe and your ancestors even are nudging you to move towards. You can trust them. Like they said here in your note, they are calling upon the angels to support you. And they are supporting you. Okay, you will be, I'm gonna repeat the last couple of lines that they said. You will be okay, you will be fine, you will be safe. So trust us and run away from whatever it is that is unhealthy for you, and run towards towards their golden palace, towards this beautiful paradise that you are able, and you get to create and build for you in this lifetime. Co-create with the angels, co-create with God, with the with the universe, with your ancestors, with whatever and whoever it is that you want to believe in, whichever higher power it is, whichever higher power of all that is good, whatever you want to call them, they are helping you. They get to help you create this life. You get to create this life with them. You are very empowered. Group 2, you have the power. I hope you remember that. So you can start planning, you can start strategizing, you can start visualizing and envisioning the life that you desire for yourself and run towards that. Think, feel, speak, and act in ways that will get you towards there faster. I believe in you so much, Group 2. I believe in you so much. And with that, I am ending your reading here. Okay? Hi. Why did I say hi? It's the end. Thank you so much, Group 2, for listening. Know that I am rooting for you so much. I'm rooting for you so much. And yeah, I hope that this helps you move forward again in a way that is really supportive of you. Then I'm gonna go now to my regular spiel. If you liked your reading, if it resonated and helps you, I hope that it does. I would highly appreciate it if you pressed the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1K. If you want to share your stories with me, only if you want to. Of course, it is optional. You don't have to do it. You are empowered here. Yeah, you can like go to the comment section and share your comments, your stories. If you again want to ask about the whole Akashic Records thing, I got you. Just comment. Just comment whatever it is that you want to know. And then what else? Yeah, oh, if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can work with me through multiple ways. If you want to receive a personal reading from me, then my offers are on the link in the description. So just click the link that is in the description. It will lead you to where my offers are and when to and where to. That's the same place where you can get a reading from me. It's a recorded reading. Okay, if you want to. But that is it from me for you, Group 2. Thank you so much for watching. I'm rooting for you. I love you so much. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 3. Hi. You are our last group for today for this reading. And again, we are talking about messages from your ancestors, or what do your ancestors want to tell you. So if you chose this deck, which is the Magical Nordic Tarot there, then this is your reading. I'm gonna show you again our topics of discussion for today, what we will be talking about. So we have, first of all, your current situation, and this will more or less let you know if you have chosen the right group. If it relates, then hey, you found your group. If not, there are 2 other groups for you to choose from. Or if nothing is vibing for today, then maybe this is just not your reading for today. You know, it happens, it's fine. Sometimes I would click on the tarot reading and then it'd just be like, suddenly I'd be like, I don't want to watch this, and so I just switch it off. But anyway, so first of all, your current situation, we're going to be talking about that. And then secondly, messages from your maternal ancestors, So your mom's side of the family, whether you know who these people are or not, it's fine. But you do have ancestors. So you have maternal and paternal. So second, topic number 2 is message from your mom's side, ancestors from your mom's side. And then number 3 is your paternal ancestors or your ancestors from your dad's side. So messages from them. And then number 4 is messages from your descendants and or soul family you've yet to meet. So who are your descendants? It can be your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, grand nieces, grand nephews. So those people who are gonna be after you in the generation line. And or soul family you've yet to meet. So whether or not you choose to have kids or whether or not you will be having descendants, you will still receive messages from these people. So it's interesting that the emphasis is on soul family you've yet to meet. So I'm sure you already know some of the people in your soul family who are incarnated on this earth, but it's interesting how both of these are like have like a future tense vibe to them. So these are messages from people who live in the future tense of your life. And then final messages. So now that we know all this, I'm gonna put it to the side and then so that I can still see it. And then I am gonna put this to the side din pala, because this is just props. I already chose your cards beforehand. So I already chose your cards. They're here sitting on a pile here, and I'm gonna do this. So this one is right before I got the cards. I asked your ancestors to send a message to you, like a direct message for you, group 3, and this is what they shared. So I'm gonna put it closer and I'm gonna say it out loud because I don't know if you can read my handwriting. Okay, but here it is. Group 3. It's been too heavy for you. Your shoulders are burdened. Your heart feels heavy. Your throat is constricted. We're sorry we couldn't do enough of a good job to secure a better life for you while we were living. We are here in full force supporting you now. You got this and we got you. Love, Grandpa. And it's interesting how this grandfather, from whichever side of the family and whichever degree to which this ancestor is your grandpa, he specifically wanted me to spell it like this: Grampa. I know that that's not the correct spelling of grandpa, so it's grandpa, but there was an emphasis of spell it like this. Okay, so someone's grandfather here, so it can be your grandfather, great grandfather. I don't know how many degrees it is, but there we are. So with that, I hope that it helped somebody here. With that, I'm gonna start the reading. Okay, so yeah, let's start. The first part is your current situation. So we'll see what's coming up here. Ooh, we have encouragement. Very interesting. As I'm gonna put this pala here, the message. The message here. I forgot. So encouragement. You have fall into my arms. Surrender, holding the opposite extremes of life. Okay. You have the cosmic egg with the divine feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. That is very interesting. Okay. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. Huh. This is interesting. Okay. So, even before the 9 of Pentacles, I'm gonna get the mic so that I can talk to you like this. Even before I got the 9 of Pentacles here, I was already looking at number 54, which is, wait, let me adjust the light so that you can see the two. I don't know how to, okay. I'm so sorry, group 3. Anyway, hindi nyo masyado nakita. Okay. Whatever, you can see it. It's two giraffes there. It's like a mother and child, or parent and child. Interesting, so because this is the for ancestors. Anyway, so what I was saying, group 3, is that I was like looking at the number 54 on the encouragement card, which when you add it up, it's the number 9. And the number 9 is, in numerology, it signifies the end. It signifies like the point in life wherein you reach some kind of maturity. So in numerology, right, we have a 9-year cycle in numerology, and I'm just gonna leave the light as is. So numerology has a 9-year cycle, so 9 is the last year of the cycle, and there is like its endings and closings. There is more learning lessons, like the lessons of the cycle have been learned, and like integrating them in the next cycle. So there's the theme of like an ending, but then also there is a theme of a beginning here with the cosmic egg. And it's interesting that I got that, because we also have extremes of life here in the fall into my arms card, which is why when I was looking at this, like, it feels like there's something very significant that is happening for you, group 3. There's lots of like endings and then also beginnings that is very much hinted in these cards, and it's like you're holding both the ending and the beginning together, and and it's like there's this ending and beginning that you are experiencing, or that you could be experiencing in your life right now, is very much influencing your entire bloodline in very significant ways, or your entire family line in very, very significant ways. And so it's like it's kind of, there's a feeling of everything being taken away, and then a beginning, like this cosmic egg, the start of the universe from one seed, is gonna be all that's left, and then it will grow into this 9 of Pentacles, into this very bountiful and fruitful garden that is very much a source of like a healthy kind of pride, like, you know, being proud that, hey, I grew this, I cultivated this garden, I grew this, I took care of these plants, and look at all of this bountiful harvest. And I am so proud of myself, and in awe and in gratitude of all that is, of all of this abundance. I'm reminded of this guy on I watch Instagram reels, like, and he's all like abundance when he goes to his garden in his home. It's like that, like abundance, so much abundance. And it is because, and it's like, it's because of you being able to hold both. Ay, sorry, na-move pala ng todo tong ano. Ayan. And what was I saying? Oh, yeah, it's you being able to hold both the ending and the beginning at the same time. So this is like very heady. This is very like full of concept, wherein it's like there's something very significant that's happening to you, and happening to your family, and happening to your bloodline, that your ancestors are very much encouraging you. Perhaps you are gonna be the one to usher your line, usher your family, usher your family line, your ancestry into this new era, this new, it's more than just a new story. It's more than just, it's more than just breaking generational curses. There is that here, or breaking generational curses, breaking generational habits and patterns and trauma and things like that. It's yes, there is that here, but it's also more than that. It's like it speaking of if it's like a cycle, right? If it's like a generational cycle, it's like you're not just breaking the cycle, you're like breaking the entire wheel. You're breaking the entire, it's like Daenerys here. You're breaking the entire wheel and constructing, creating a new one. It's not just we stop this cycle here. It's not just it's so interesting, this energy. It's and it's so strange. It's like it's like I feel like when like listening to myself right now, it's like it's not that different from breaking generational cycles and things like that, but it's like there's something very different here. There's something very significant. It's like you're burning down an entire it's like this. It's like I haven't watched I haven't watched Avatar: The Legend of Korra yet. I haven't watched it yet, but from what I've heard, or from what I've seen online about this series, is that I watched The Last Airbender, but I haven't watched Legend of Korra yet. Anyway, from what I heard and read about The Legend of Korra, is that like I think at the ending, and forgive me if I'm spoiling any, I don't know, I just read it from somewhere, so don't trust me on this, but it's like, but this is the only way that like ancestors are making me understand this. It's like, because when avatars, right, when like Avatar Aang and Avatar Roku and I forgot the other, like Kyoshi and all the other ones before, they retain the memories of the previous avatars. So when Aang was reincarnated, like especially when they're in the avatar state, they retain the memories and the skills that the previous avatars have, and the previous avatars had, right? So that's a thing. But I think from what I read in Korra, Korra, by the way, from what I read about the Legend of Korra, is that Korra chooses, I think, to like separate herself from the avatar cycle. So she's still the avatar, but she has been like the ties between her and all the previous avatars before have been severed. I think at first it was not intentional, but afterwards it was like a choice. I'm not really sure, but that's how I'm getting that message and helping you deliver it. It's like that. It's like severing. It's like, and so it's not just, so there's a difference now. Thank you. There's a difference now between like breaking the generational cycles but still being part of the lineage, versus completely separating the self from whatever it was that was before, from whatever was before, whatever came before, like being completely separating the self from that. I don't know if anyone here has been disowned, or you intentionally broke away from the family, but it's kind of like that. It's kind of like choosing to, whether in the beginning it was not it was a choice or not, regardless, now there is this choice of, maybe you're being led to the choice of, I am completely breaking away from my lineage, completely breaking away from my bloodline that I have known, and I'm going to choose to start a new bloodline. I'm going to choose to start to plant a new seed of a family tree. Whew. That's it. And although you might be thinking that your ancestors would probably be very like sad or disappointed that you're doing that you're like, maybe some of you are going completely no contact, some of you are blocking your family and being like, I'm not gonna be associated with these people anymore. Maybe some of you are changing your names, and you might be feeling like, oh, maybe grandpa is disappointed in that, or maybe saddened by that. The fact that encouragement was your first card, and even with their message, it's like, I'm going back here to, we're sorry we couldn't do enough of a good job to secure a better life for you while we were living. And so they're not mad at you or sad or disappointed that you're choosing to break away from your family. They're encouraging it, and they're also saying here with their direct message that, with their DM, with their direct message, that they know why you're doing it, and they understand it. They know that it was it's like they're not washing their hands clean of responsibility as to why you got to this point of choosing to not associate yourself with your family any longer. They understand that, and they're saying they're sorry that they couldn't. It's like they're thinking that they could have done better, maybe. So they're sorry they couldn't have done enough of a good job. So perhaps it was circumstantial, or maybe perhaps it was as human beings, And there comes to a point in our lives as we grow older that we realize that our parents are not these invincible and omniscient tama ba, creatures who could do no wrong, but they're people as well, and that extends to the people further up our family lines, or grandparents or great grandparents. They were human as well, and with being human comes like making mistakes, and perhaps also making decisions that ultimately led to this moment of you choosing to separate yourself from the family line and choosing to start a new one. It's like you're a branch in the family tree, and you chose to break off and to fly away and to plant yourself in a new plot of land. And there is encouragement here. There is encouragement here of you surrendering to that choice. There is surrendering to that choice, and perhaps also an encouragement of being more intentional about the way in which you grow and cultivate and take care of this seed that you are growing into this new family tree. Wherein it's like, the events and the patterns that got you to where you chose to break off of your family, to where you chose to go no contact, where you where maybe you were disowned and you chose to stop trying to go back. You know what events led to that and what patterns and habits and cycles led to that. And so now that you've broken off of it, you now know what new cycles and what new patterns to choose in order to grow your family, this new tree, this new family tree that you're creating into something that is bountiful and fruitful and something that you get to be proud of. Okay, that's a lot. Ooh, my mic almost fell. I wanted to say, because I was putting the mic down to get the other cards na, but I just wanted to say that it's a tall order. This is not an easy feat to do. This is the fact that you even chose to break off is it's not easy. And personally, I want to say that I'm so proud of you for choosing to create something better for yourself. Even if, this was it came down to this kind of action, which is, as someone who is coming from an Asian household, it's kind of extreme, right? And it's amazing that you get to do this for yourself, and this isn't easy. And I hope that you keep on keeping on, because it's a tall order. It's definitely not easy, but it is, like the Nine of Pentacles is showing that it is very doable, and you even have encouragement from your ancestors, which is crazy. I mean, it's amazing, right? Like, you chose to broke off of your family line. Like, you're choosing to go no contact, choosing to not associate yourself with your family line or with your bloodline. And then your ancestors' response to you is, yeah, go. We're encouraging you, right? It's amazing. It's awesome. And I mean, and whether or not it was intentional, like especially in the beginning, perhaps it wasn't intentional in the beginning. Now, like the fact that you're leaning into it and you're surrendering to the situation that you were in, that you were guided into, and then you're making it work for yourself, is just awesome. Amazing. So proud of you already. Now that we have a good look at what your current situation is, which if that's your current situation, then yay, this is your group. We're now going into messages from your maternal ancestors. So these are the ancestors from your mom's side of the family, whether you know them or not. So we have the Nine of Cups with good fortune. And before I flip the cards, I always say this when I see the Nine of Cups: make a wish, because your wish is about to come true. There. So make a wish pala muna. Okay. Okay. I gave you a few seconds there. We also have the Seven of Swords with betrayal. And then we have Strength with courage. Okay. Give me a minute. Let me see what they want to say. It's interesting that at the center of it is the betrayal, the Seven of Swords. Ooh, your maternal ancestors are saying that it's a good thing that this betrayal came up to the light. It's a good thing that someone discovered it, that someone shed light to it. It must have been very, very deep, or it must have been it must have been one of those things where it's like an open secret. Like it's an open secret in the family that everybody knows it, but everybody's not that bit. Sorry, everybody knows it, but no one is talking about it. It's like the big elephant in the room, and it's like we don't talk about that. Like we, it's like Bruno. Like we don't talk about Bruno. But so it, even though people know about it, the fact that nobody is talking about it caused this betrayal to be buried. This must have been like a couple of generations back that it happened, and then people chose not to talk about it. And then I'm getting this like the grandparents. So if we're like, the grandparents generation knows about it, but they didn't talk about it, and then like the parents generation, so the next generation knew about it or know about it, but they don't know much about it. And then the children's generation doesn't really, like no one really knows about it from the children's generation, but then perhaps one of the children or one of the parents like rediscovered it, and so it suddenly like, it's like the skeletons in the closet suddenly, got out, and it was very messy. But it's like, it's a good thing. Your maternal ancestors are saying that it's a good thing that this betrayal has come up and has seen the light, because if it didn't, it might have caused more rotting to the family tree. So when it's like, if it's like an open wound, if you keep it untreated, and you just plaster, like you just cover it up with cloth, eventually it's gonna start doing nasty things to your body, and you don't want that, right? So it's like that. It's like, it's a good thing that this betrayal has come up to light. And with the Nine of Cups here, it's actually something that they might have been wishing for. So this, it doesn't have to be like a literal betrayal. It can be something that, something that was very, it doesn't have to be like a family member betraying another family member, but it's like an action that somebody did that basically betrayed the family line. It's something that caused a lot of damage to the people in the family, but nobody addressed it. Nobody, like everybody just swept it. They just swept it under the rug, and it was a wish of your maternal ancestors to see this skeleton finally come out and to finally be aired out, so that the people in the family have to face it. There's just strength there. Like the people in the family have to face it, because it is only when people face the issue that it can be resolved, and that it can be resolved in a way that is hopefully how do they say it? Beneficial, advantageous, and it can be like comforting to everyone involved, right? So it's not just, hey, forgive this person na because they're this person naman in your family, their family, forgive them. No, that's sweeping the issue under the rug, right? And that's letting whoever that person was, they get away with that with virtually no consequence. So there is this relief that this has come up, because now people are being kind of lovingly strongly nudged into facing this head on, and to looking at this issue for what it is and to hopefully resolve it in a way that benefits everyone and is fair. Not just benefits, hindi pala tama yung benefits. Benefits was not the right word, but that is fair to everyone involved. Especially if this certain family member did something wrong to another family member. Like, you can't just ignore that. Your family, perhaps this was one of, if not the situation that pushed you to leave the family behind. But your ancestors, your maternal ancestors, are hoping that this issue finally gets resolved. I'm looking back at their little letter for you, and perhaps that's why your throat was constricted, because you knew about it, but then people were like, don't talk about it. We don't talk about this. You should talk about it. Because it's the truth. It's something that happened. And so, yeah, they're very much encouraging you to speak on it, to continue to speak and act in a way that you know is best for you. If you know that talking about this and demanding answers or demanding a conversation about this situation, if you know that that is best for you, then go do it. Or like, I'm also getting another scenario of perhaps you uncovered it and you talked about it, and then you're like, you guys resolve that on your own. I'm gonna dip. Bye. That might also be a thing that you could do, and no one is faulting you for that. Okay. They're telling you with strength here that you know what to do. You know what is best and right and true for you to do, and your maternal ancestors are hoping to give you the courage to do that thing, whatever that is. Okay. Is there anything else, maternal ancestors? Okay, we're good though. Thank you for that message for group 3. We're gonna move now into the next part, which is messages from your paternal ancestors. So paternal, your dad's side of the family, whether you know your dad or and his relatives or not. So we have the Knight of Swords with spontaneity. Okay. We have the Two of Cups with union. And we have the Hanged Man with limbo. Ooh. Okay. Let's see what is coming up from these cards. Excuse me. It's interesting because I was looking at the Two of Cups, and then they were like, this is for you and this is also for you. Yeah, that's interesting because it says union, but they're like telling me that the 2 cups are for you. So there might be there is this message coming up of taking care of yourself first. And it looks like that's what the Knight of Swords and the Hanged Man are also saying. Filling your own cup first, nurturing and caring for yourself first and foremost. Yeah, because I'm seeing the Knight of Swords being like, cutting people off might have been a very spontaneous decision to make. To especially to people on the outside, it might not have been. It might have come as a surprise to people that you're choosing to do this, and that you're choosing to. It looks like quite literally like cut everyone off. However, there is this with the Knight of Swords, it's not just, oh, I thought of doing this, so I'm doing this. You know, there has been there has been careful consideration done in order to end up making this decision, you know. And perhaps it looks like it looks very spontaneous and out of the blue on the outside, but inside there might have been already instances where you're like, I want to choose to do this for myself. I want to choose myself, and then myself, or my well-being, and then my well-being. For some of you might have kids already, and then it's like, I don't want my child to grow up in this kind of environment, and so I'm choosing to go low or no contact, or no contact with my relatives, because my child deserves better than to grow up in this kind of environment. And then what I'm feeling is the general theme of this entire message from your paternal ancestors is that it is important for you to take the time right now to fully take care and nourish yourself. Take care of and nourish yourself. To really, it's like if you're wanting to like cut everyone off, or like not be accessible to everyone, at least for the current moment, like turn off your internet, put your phone on airplane mode, and just go to a remote place for you to be able to nourish and take care of yourself. Like, do that. And this is very interesting coming from the paternal side, right? It's just an interesting message, because usually it's like, because you know, paternal, so like dad, male energy, masculine energy tends to be more go go go, tends to be more do do do, but the message here interestingly is to like stop, let's like take care of yourself. If you have to be secluded for a certain amount of time, then go do that. What else is coming up here? Oh, excuse me. For some of you, they're like very much encouraging you to travel, and not just traveling, but like, I think someone here is thinking about whether or not they should study abroad, or at least study in another place, like another city, another province, or another, if you're in the US, like another state, like somewhere far from where you are currently living or from where you grew up. They're encouraging you to do that, because it's like what they're telling me is that when you choose to do this for yourself, like to what do you call this, sorry, to go away to another place to study, or to stay there for an extended amount of time, no matter what the reason is, what they're showing is that you're able to learn more about yourself and learn more about how you want to um, how you want to live and how you want to cultivate your life. You're gonna learn more about that when you choose to stay in another place for an extended amount of time. And so, and it's like, yeah, being far away without the safety net of being at home, wherein you might have an emotional safety net, a financial safety net, like you know the people around you. Without that, you're able to really learn more about yourself, and you're able to learn about what kinds of habits and what kind of lifestyle, what kinds of patterns you want to create and perpetuate in your life. And that's something that they're very much encouraging you to do, to choose yourself first and foremost, and to choose to live a life for yourself. Like, this is your cup, you choose that, and then this one, you choose yourself again. That's like the general message that they are showing you. And perhaps going to another place, traveling to another place for some time could also be the key in which for you to unlock a certain union that, you know, your future partner, husband, wife, partner, person, your your person could be in that new place, and you might settle down and get rooted in that new place. So that's also a possibility. I'm not saying it's definite, but it can be a possibility. So if you're like, I want to go to another country, I wanna do something new for myself, I want to study, I wanna learn something, but it's like you may be thinking, oh, but I don't have money, I don't know if I can do it, but it just couldn't leave your mind, like the idea of moving to another country, moving to another place, and possibly settling down there. If it's not leaving your mind, it could be your paternal ancestors, like making sure to keep it in your consciousness, in your easily retrievable in the part of your brain where information is easily retrievable, so that you get to act on it. So they're very much encouraging you to do that. Is there anything else? Paternal ancestors, they're good. Okay, we're good. Thank you very much. So I'm gonna get these cards. Thank you, paternal ancestors of group 3. And then we're gonna move on to the next part, which is messages from your descendants and or the soul family you've yet to meet. So I've heard from someone that we, like you, group 3 listening to me now, and me, even me, we are future ancestors. So that's why, that's the idea of why I wanted to also get a message from your descendants. And I also put in soul family. So if you're, like, some of you may be choosing to not have kids, or some of you may be an only child, so you don't have any, like, maybe your parents are only children and you're an only child, so like there are no descendants, no like cousins giving birth, or you not having any nieces and nephews, so no descendants. So I also added in soul family. The interesting part of that is that it's soul family you've yet to meet, so there's an emphasis on people you haven't really met yet. So like I said in the beginning, it's people with whom you are interacting with in the future tense. So that's an interesting thing to note with these messages, something to keep in mind. So this is like message from people from your future tense, right? So we have the Page of Wands with innocence. I love it. The King of Cups with understanding, and the Four of Pentacles with stability. I love I'm feeling very emotional right now with this message. I love it. Wait, let me. Okay, so. Damn, okay. I love this message so much because we have the Page of Wands with innocence. And the first thing I got from this card is that there are little children in your life, future tense, who are thanking you for doing what you're doing right now, because of what you're doing right now, what, like, all of that, like choosing to create, possibly like create a new family line, choosing new patterns, choosing to create new cycles and new patterns for yourself, for your family down the line. Because of all of that you're doing, these children in the future get to keep their innocence. The children in like your descendants and in your soul family, like in the future, because of the work that you're doing right now, they get to keep their innocence. Their human experiences are not marred by grown-up issues or by heavy issues from such a young age. They get to keep their innocence. They get to think and act like children while they're children. They don't have to suddenly be burdened to become mature right away, or to grow, quote unquote, grow up right away, or nobody is robbing their innocence from them thanks to the work that you are currently doing. And I hope for that message alone, group 3, you continue to do what you're doing. And I understand how that message can have heavy undertones of a very particular let's just say negative event, but like it's not just this doesn't just go in one direction. It can be so many other things. There are so many ways in which children are being robbed of their innocence because of the things that the grown-ups in their lives experience or show them from that early age. And it's like because of the work that you're doing, there is this confirmation and affirmation that the children that you will be interacting with in the future, whether they're your grandchildren, your children, your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, nieces and nephews, and grandnieces, grandnephews, and even like your friends' children and your friends' grandchildren, like there is like they get to keep their innocence because of the work that you're doing. And I just wanna emphasize that, and like you're doing such a good job, letting children be children and letting the purity of the children remain pure for as long as it can be pure, and not being marred by, like I said, grown-up issues or issues that the adults like gotta deal with. And there are two like main reasons why these children get to keep their innocence And number one is because the masculine energy in the future tense. So from the adults in this future tense scenario. So again, it doesn't have to be like blood family, like, you know, like you having kids and your kids having kids. It doesn't have to be like that. It can be any kind of family you desire to create, whether or not someone is birthing a child here. But anyway, in whatever family setup you're being called to create in the future, the masculine energy there. So masculine energy. So regardless of how you were born, we all have masculine and feminine energies. It really just depends, like the percentages of how we express that depend by the day and depend by situation, right? So but the masculine energy in this future family you're creating, so the masculine energy of do, go, providing and protecting and being reactionary, you know, like being very much an active go-getter, you know, things like that, hunting, you know, that kind of masculine energy is very mature, is very healthy. So the masculine energy in this family scenario you're creating in the future, regardless of who this masculine energy is coming from, and regardless of, you know, who it is and what their gender is, or what, however they choose to express themselves, this masculine energy is very healthy. So you're cultivating an environment and a family in the future wherein the masculine energy there is very healthy. And it's like, I just want to extend it to be like the adults in the family that you're creating and cultivating for the future, they're healthy. They're healthy and they're able to healthily express their emotions, be able to healthily express their thoughts, be able to have a very high emotional intelligence quotient, and be able to understand also other people and to also think and feel for other people. And so the children feel safe because they don't have to hide, they don't have to watch their words. The children don't have to be parentified. The children don't have to hurry up to be mature because of immature parents, right? I think that a lot of not naman siguro a lot, but maybe there are people who might have had to be mature early on because the parents were immature, were not acting like the adults in the life, right? But in this future scenario, in this future family and landscape that you're cultivating, the adults are adults and they are mature and they are understanding, they are healthy, they're able to help keep the children stay innocent. So that's one thing. And the other thing here with the Four of Pentacles is stability. So there is this level of stability in the future scenario, in the future landscape, future family that you're creating. So the Pentacles can be about finances. So yes, financial stability, having enough and maybe a little extra, you know. It can also be in terms of material wealth. So material possessions, maybe you're cultivating a place like maybe you're getting a house, like owning a house, owning a plot of land, so that your children or the people in your life, the family that you're creating, get to have a stable home. Like no one is moving around a lot because you have your own land. It can also be in terms of having enough and being self-sufficient in a way, so nobody in your future family gets hungry, nobody in your future family feels any lack or develops a lack mentality, because there is you're able to provide enough, or you're able to create a scenario wherein they get to have enough for themselves. So that's something, right? And and it's like, this is very much like encouragement. Hey, future ancestor group 3, you're doing a good job, because of the work that you're doing, you're able to provide all of this for us, and we hope that you continue to do what you're doing, and we hope that this is encouragement for you to continue to keep going, because we, the people in your future tens, group 3, we are living a very, very beautiful life thanks to you. So thank you, ancestor group 3. Because of you, we're living a beautiful life. And yeah. Yeah. There may even be like pets. Maybe some of you, group 3, maybe some of you wanted to have pets, but you weren't allowed to for whatever reason, and so you wanted to be like, when I have kids, they can have pets, and so the kids have pets. That's something that I'm just getting here, so which is beautiful. I'm sorry, I didn't ask. Is there anything else? Meron pa? No more. They're good. Okay, thank you very much. So we're done with this. Thank you for your descendants and your soul family that you've yet to meet. So for the last bit here, we have just final messages for you. We have metamorphosis. We have we the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. We also have Brigid, the goddess of the eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. And then we have the 7 of Wands. Okay. Final message for you, group 3. The change that you have been, I even want to say, begging for, the change that you have been begging for and asking for the longest time, it's coming soon. The image I said, do you guys know the Bug's Life? A Bug's Life. You guys know A Bug's Life, the animated movie. So the thing that I'm getting from there is that I'm getting the scene of, I think the caterpillar's name was Heimlich, if I'm not mistaken. And diba, like the caterpillar, like Heimlich, is just eating and eating and eating because he's so excited to finally get into chrysalis state, to get into the cocoon, so that he can finally become a beautiful butterfly. But it's taking a while, so you might be in that stage right now of just You know that the cocoon stage is coming and that you're gonna be a beautiful butterfly soon. But right now, you're still a caterpillar and you don't know when the time is that you're gonna start making your cocoon. So you're just like eating it, like eating the leaves to prepare for it, whatever you're doing to prepare for it. Maybe for some of you, like, are eating a lot to prepare for the transformation, like to gain energy, right, for the change that is about to happen in your life. But it's not yet happening and you might be impatient right now. Know that it's coming with the metamorphosis here. Know that the metamorphosis, the transformation that is happening for you is coming very, very soon, and that the preparations that you have been making thus far are all being taken into account. It's all worth it. It's, even if you're feeling very impatient right now, it's all worth it because it's happening very, very soon. And it's like here, birth as a portal. I feel like it's gonna be very, very huge and significant for you. You know how it's like, I don't have kids yet, but they're like it's like when they say that, diba, life changes, like people change after they become parents. So it's kind of like that, like the deep change that happens, not just physically or emotionally or mentally, but it happens on a soul level. It happens from like the core of your soul and then ripples outwards into the your self, your physical self. Like that's like how deep and profound the change is gonna be when this happens. And so the main message here is to continue to fight for yourself, to continue to take care of yourself, to continue to make sure that the flame in yourself, in your life, in your soul, it keeps on shining and it keeps on like burning. There, that's the verb. It keeps on, like the flame inside you keeps on burning. I'm reminded of Charmander in Pokemon, and you know, the Charmander's tail has to continue to like have the fire, or else like, yeah, we don't want that. So that's what that's the message here, is to continue to fight for yourself, to continue to nourish yourself, to continue to prepare for the life that you want to create for yourself, because soon enough, I don't know the timing. It really depends on how, I think it depends on how big the desire is for you. It depends on how big your goals are and what you want to do. But yeah, like just continue preparing, just continue doing things from that place of love, from that place of, I want to create a better life from here on out, and nothing and no one is going to stop me. Like, keep on keeping on. Your ancestors are behind you. Your descendants are rooting for you and are cheering you on and are excited to finally meet you. Descendants and your soul family that you've yet to meet, they're cheering you on and they're so excited to meet you. And it's interesting how we have 25 here, so when you add 2 and 5, it's 7, and we also have 7 here with the 7 of Wands. So that may be a significant number. You may be what do you call this? You may be seeing 7s a lot, like 777, 777, 7. It can also be like within the next 7 years is when you will be able to see very, very significant progress and changes in your life. Or July, so the seventh month, right, is July could be a very, very significant month for you. So right now it's October when I'm filming this, but so now is October 2023. The next July would be July 2024. But regardless of that, since this is a timeless reading, whenever you're watching this, the next July that you're gonna be experiencing and living in might be a very, very significant month for you. So yeah, I think that's it. So like, keep on keeping on, because there are so many people, both in this earth, not here on this earth anymore, and people who are going to be entering this earth in the future, who are rooting for you and who are so excited for the life that you're creating for yourself and by extension for them as well. Okay, so is there anything else before we end the reading? We're done. Okay, so with that, I am ending your reading here, group 3. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this resonated, and I hope it helps you moving forward as you create and co-create this beautiful life that there. If you like this reading, if you like this reading and resonated with it, hopefully it did, and hopefully it helps you. If you liked it, I would highly appreciate it if you press the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm going towards 1,000 subscribers, so yay. Before I continue my spiel again, I just want to thank your ancestors, by the way. We've been thanking them throughout the reading, but just thank you. So yeah, if you like this, I would highly appreciate it if you press the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to share your stories with me, I would love to connect with you in the comment section. So the comment section is yours. Write down whatever it is you want to write, if you want to, of course, and I would be happy to connect with you there. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, I do have offers available, services available for you. Everything is in the link that is in the description, so just check it out there. Yeah, I think that's it. That is it from me for you, group 3. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to your ancestors. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm rooting for you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.